Hello, my horde. So today I come to you with actual crafting content, that thing I say I'm gonna do all the time. It's here today. We have it at last. I am doing a project that I have been planning for a while. It's actually already done. I'm about to show it to you. But I am really excited about this project, and I'm actually pretty excited about how it turned out. But I have been lacking in doll stands, and I just find the ones that you can typically buy kind of boring, and I realized you could probably make that. And I have. So I have here one of my Bratz dolls who needed a stand because she cannot stand very well on her own. These heels they've got some years of wear and tear on them as well from trying to like display her in weird ways too. So these feet, the shoes are part of the feet on the Bratz dolls, and yeah, the plastic is just not very strong. So she needs a doll stand, especially to keep her off of all of this lovely hair, which I have done nothing to this since I took this out of the box when I was a kid. This is her original box hair. Anyway, not to go on too much about the doll when the video is about the stand, but as you see here, I have customized a stand out of a resin coaster, which I made completely from scratch, and we're gonna go through those steps. But it turned out really nicely. I was able to do colors that go with her, the pink and the blue. It's a little bit of a different blue, but sometimes you just go with it anyway. Because I don't know that I was going to be talented enough to exactly match this nice light blue, but I do like how it turned out anyway. A little glitter stand here. You'll find out later what that is. I'm not going to say it right off the bat. I think it's pretty obvious what it is. But this is the stand and the doll that we're going to be making today. So let's go ahead on to step one. So before we get started, here's just a little pan over of most of the materials I used for this project. And I do want to remind you that resin is fairly dangerous, so you do need gloves. You do not want it to get on your skin. And ideally, you would be wearing a respirator while working with resin, or at least being in a well-ventilated area. Step one is to mix your 2-part epoxy resin as according to your instructions. Each one can be wildly different, so make sure that you read those instructions, otherwise your resin project will not turn out correctly. Once my resin was all mixed, I poured it into 2 separate cups so I could make my 2 different colors. I did use alcohol inks on this project from various brands, and a glitter mixative pearlescent thing going on there so I could get my pink and my blue and like a nice little glittery sheen to them. Now it's time to pour our resin into our coaster mold. I'm using this sort of double pour technique where the colors meet naturally and mix in the middle. And then towards the end, I do a little bit of an intentional swirling of the colors. Since the resin I'm using takes 24 hours to reach full cure, in the meantime, I went ahead and prepared the actual stick part of the stand, for which I am using this glitter pencil. And I did have to, first I removed the eraser, and then I removed that metal part, which actually exposed some unsealed glitter, so I did seal that off with Mod Podge. For the little part that actually goes around the doll's waist, I just cut a small length of wire and twisted it around the pencil so that it would kind of stay in place. I do actually later put this in place with UV resin. Now it's time to demold the coaster. This part's always super satisfying, and it's always really exciting to finally get to see your sort of final-ish, because we are doing more to this, but final-ish project, so I love a good demolding. To secure the pencil to the coaster, I took some UV resin and I used a little UV flashlight. It wasn't very powerful, so I did actually have to keep it there for quite a while. So you are looking at a still image right now because, and I have to admit, I somehow did not film this next step. I'm really sorry about that. But what you have to do is you mix up another batch of resin, enough to fill in the cavity of the coaster so that it's flat across the top. And when I did this step, I did add glitter, but I left it otherwise completely clear. To make sure that I got the wire piece in the correct position before I UV'd it down, I did put the doll on the stand, then I took her back off and used the UV resin to put the wire in place. And here we are at the end of the video. There are a few tweaks I would do on another run of this, or will apply, because I will probably make more of these because I have lots of dolls. And this one doll stand, I have one doll stand. Because somehow I never bought any of those dolls that came with doll stands. Apparently all of Ever After High did, and some of Monster High did, but none of the Monster High dolls I have came with a stand. But whatever, I have lots of dolls. I have this one stand that I made, and I am proud of that fact. But there are techniques, and it's mostly to do with just getting the resin a little more perfect, that I would change. Like, I could probably fix this, I just haven't, because I wanted to get the video finished, but my finished piece actually is unbalanced. This side is in a little and this side went over because I put it on an uneven surface while curing, and also some cat hairs floated into it. But that'll happen when you have a cat, especially a cat who pulls her own fur. Oh, my poor baby. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a few techniques I would apply going further that I'm learning as I continue to work with resin. But overall, I'm super happy with this. It works, is also the main thing. It works, it's decorative. I left mine pretty plain, but you could rhinestone around and pretty much put whatever you want. Decals inside the resin, just decorate the heck out of it, but I liked it simple for this one, so I left it there. This is the end of today's video, but if you liked this tutorial, go ahead and give this video a little like, ask your questions in the comments, and I will try to answer what I can. I don't have all the answers, but I will answer what I can, and if you want to see more of this, I have more craft content coming. I always say that, but it's actually true this time. I'm literally filming it today, so it is coming. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you'll see all of that when it comes out. And I will see you treasures next time.